Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about what's in season and a quick garden tour of the fruit trees or fruits that we have just about ready to eat. And the second part is a little bit of the pest pressure, and mostly on those fruits that are softer, juicier, and at least on my side in Southern California, I have grapes here. These, if without a net, they would not survive. So you can see here a little bit of the reality check. So I think we have a good crop, and yeah, this is an unknown variety to me. It's either a Cab or Merlot. I don't remember. I planted it about 8 years ago when varieties and tags were not really important. Now as I'm sharing more and more information, I wish I would have documented somehow, but I didn't. But in any event, I have 3 grapevines, not fully ripe. I probably still a couple of weeks away. But the point is, you know, great producing vine. The challenge is do yourself a favor and net anything that's has to do with grapes in Southern California to be able to eat something. Birds love these. I even have some kamikaze birds. They just fly straight into the net, hoping to just make a little bit of a break through the netting, and then they go in and have a field day. Let me find a spot here where I made a little bit of just a quick cut so I can put my hands on a few grapes. I'm gonna take a few. You can see. Hopefully it focuses properly on the grapes. Juicy, not yet fully ripe. Still sweet, but not. The aftertaste tells me that they're not fully done yet. But I think they're a favorite here. So I do recommend, if you're in Southern California, you want to plant something easy to grow. It's going to take some time for the vine to mature, but once it does, it's going to keep on pumping fruit for you as long as you protect it. So this is the season, mid-July, late July, probably early August. You can be eating grapes for quite a bit of time. And this is a long vine, as you could see. So at the top of my heel, I could probably go around here and show you a little bit more. Plenty of fruit. Right, but you gotta. I wrapped it just like a burrito, if you will, just to make sure that the birds don't get to it. Otherwise, it's a lost cause. I don't mind sharing, and you'll see later on. But if there is such thing as sharing grapes, they will not survive. They would not make it to maturity. All right, I'll take you to the next fruit trees to share some other experiences. All right, so we're at the peach tree. Different experience. Great fruit, ready in season now, and I did not net this. And I can tell you, this is what happens. They find the softer ones, and they're gonna be eating the bottom as soon as they ripe, and they just keep on eating them. And then other ones that they eat, you know, the birds come in, peck them, they fall on the ground, not fully ripe, and they just ruin the fruit. I don't mind that they eat it, I just mind that they start like 10 or 15 pieces of fruit and they never finish it, they go to the next one. So it's a lot of waste. So this is the reality. This is a 2.5-year-old red Baron fruit peach. Really impressed with it in terms of the size of the fruit, and also the flavor. Juicy. Maybe the juice comes from obviously being watered, but it's a great variety. This is I'm gonna attempt to break this with one hand, and it's not fully ripe, so bear with me. I don't have assistance, but look at this. Absolutely primed to eat. I might even have some extra protein in here, who knows. So yeah, check your fruits. Mine are fully organic, so I expect additional pets in my fruits, so I have to eat carefully. But I don't mind it. That's the intent. But you could see super juicy, super ripe, perfect balance of soft and sweet. And I tried it. I'm not gonna try right now because I'm gonna make a mess in my hands and on myself. But you could get a sense. Absolutely recommended variety. The Red Baron is just an absolute beast, and you could see a bunch of fruit. And I would say, without a doubt in my mind, I lost the same equivalent of fruit that I have on the tree. So maybe 3-4 dozens of fruit, over 30-40 fruit on it, and I probably lost that much just rolling down the hill in my yard because the birds kept getting to them and they kept on knocking them down. But it's a good exercise, and it's also a lesson that I will most likely next year net this tree, because I do want to eat them and I want to make sure that they're fully ripe when I start eating them. And if you do have that, I recommend you do. But lovely fruit, decent size. I would say thumbs up. Red Baron, a beautiful ornamental, and the flowers are amazing, and the taste and aroma is there on the fruit as well. All right, cheers. On to the next one. So what's not to love here? Look at this. This is the Satsuma plum, Japanese plum. Stunning tree, and one of the most amazing productive trees I'm lucky to have. If you look at those clusters, are literally the envy of any fruit tree. Like clusters of no longer 3 or 4. You have more fruit than you have leaves. Amazing. There is some pest pressure, you can see here. Birds come in and they just peck the top fruit, obviously, but they do better. So I'm not going to net these in the future. And you know why? Because they have an amazing consistency. They're very gummy-like or rubbery-like in texture, so they're not easy to pick off and eat. And just an amazing flavor. Let me pick one that's ripe. I'll bite into it. It seems on the outside that it's not done, but once you bite into it, I think the color inside is even more amazing. So let me do that. How about that? Amazing. Very productive tree. The nursery that I bought it from, one of the workers at the nursery recommended because he had it in his own yard, and he shared with me that it's just an absolutely amazing, delightful tree to own. And now I have to thank him for that. It's been 2.5 years or so, and look at that. Super productive. Many clusters. The branches are actually leaning downwards, which I don't mind because I don't want this to grow any taller. It's about 9-10 feet tall. Plenty for me to use. But look at these. Look at this cluster. See? Absolutely amazing, amazing tree. I don't think you can ask for more from a fruit tree. This is it. This is the nirvana, if you. And growing and having fruit, you're going to realize that certain trees do better, acclimate better production. And this has been doing this every year since he was just an absolute stick. So I'm not doing this. And in comparison, this is a Satsuma, and look at this guy. This is the California Santa Rosa, a disappointment in my book. This is the leftovers of the 1 or 2 fruits that I have. I like the fruit, I like the flavor. It doesn't last on the tree as long. It's very disappointing. The birds love them. They're not as rubbery as the Satsuma, so in essence, once the birds get to them, they're done. So I would have to cover this one. This one makes it just fine. And that's just the reality of learning what works for you and testing and experimenting to see what works. So in the future, I'm excited about this, and I will definitely not net this one. This can stay. The birds cannot eat them. Or maybe they take a few down, but still not enough to make enough damage and create this need to cover the entire tree. So there you go. I'd say huge thumbs up for this guy here. Lovely tree, lovely fruit tree. Santa Rosa, not so much, and it should have been a contender. But nah, to me so far, 3 years, 2.5, 3 years in, it's just mostly a disappointment. I ate fruit, delicious fruit, but it's more work than it's worth the at this stage. I have some fruit down here. I'm gonna pick it up and take it. I'm gonna eat some cool fruit. But that's the gist of the story today. So now you can see what's in season, and then also deal with the pest pressures and what works for you in your environment. There's no perfect recipe for success. Test out, see what works, and if you have some experience in Southern California, or for that matter with plums or grapes or peaches in your area, write a note and let us know. I'd love to compare notes and learn from other people. Cheers. Eat clean, eat green. Like, subscribe, and happy fruit tree growing. Cheers.